What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. It's on the left side here. We have Tenpai going up against Dinomorphia. This is going to be the same deck list that has topped the regional that you guys saw yesterday. So if you guys have not seen that in the Dinomorphia, definitely check it out. Nathan is a great player. We are going to be seeing the Dinomorphia player going to be choosing to go first here. They did lose a die roll, but Tenpai obviously wants to go second. We see a chain, a Mulch Army here. That's not going to make any much of a difference. So we're going to set 5 and let's pass turn on this. So Mulch Army just hand loop themselves for 1 here. And then we're going to be passing. And let's see if they can find a way to kind of out this board here. You know, they are going to be having hopefully some interaction points where they're going to be able to flip up some of the traps. Maybe seeing a double fusion line so they can go up into something. But we do see a normal summon of a Pydra here. This will be able to search for a field spell or a copy of the quick play if they need to get that to the hand. Obviously, the quick play spell is going to be really nice if they don't have it. But they have to have this spell here, I guess, is the case. So we see them search for the field spell here, which means they most likely have the copy of the Chandra or the quick play in the hand. It's going to also make them so they're unaffected by opponent's monster effects, which is quite nice. Unaffected by activated card effects during the main phase, which is quite nice. And we do have the Chandra in the hand here, which can then summon itself out. And then we are reading the Chandra here, which is not a good sign. Having to read a copy of a Tenpai monster is going to be quite rough. So we do take a second to read both copies here. And we take a second to read the field spell. It's a good thing that we did read the field spell, because if we don't know what the Tenpai cards do, most likely we won't know what the copy of the... and we go into a Black Rose. Okay. That's really rough here. They're going to activate the effect, and they negate the summon. That is going to be fine. We do pay half our life points to this, and it's going to protect our field, essentially, because we do negate the summon there. Not the effect, but they have the Sangin Kaiman as well. So having that quick play spell in the battle phase to kind of go through, and they do search for a Genroku here. Genroku can then summon itself out, or summon a copy of Phaedra from the hand, and then Genroku is going to activate the effect to summon itself out as well. But yeah, then Phaedra will bring back out one of the cards from the graveyard. Now they can't bring back the copy of the Black Rose, even if they could. I think maybe it's level 4 or lower, but even they could target it. Unfortunately, it cannot be brought back because it was not summoned properly. Important to note when you are playing against Judgment that the summon is not successful, therefore it's not a proper summon. And they are going to be looking in the graveyard to see which cards they're going to target to bring back out. So both of those are going to be able to resolve bringing out the copy of Chandra. Then Genroku is going to summon itself out as well. And they're asking, well, which one's a tuner? So they are trying to understand here. We're going to be seeing the Genroku being summoned. And now we're going to be thinking. So we are at 4,000 life points here. Already halved our life points once. Now they're not most likely playing a second Black Rose, but they do have a copy of Torrential Tribute here, which is actually going to be very good in this scenario. They could chain to it to bring something out, but no matter what they bring out, it's going to be destroyed anyways. So they can't declare any attacks either this turn. It's going to be quite nice. You know, the Torrential Tribute coming in just very clutch. And they chained to summon. And we see a Book of Moon. So maybe not playing the exact list that we were playing for the regionals, but this was going to be the week prior. I mean, I thought this was going to be the same list myself, but I see a Book of Moon face down as well. So obviously we changed up a little bit for the regionals, and it did pay off quite well because we did top that event here, so quite nice. They're going to be reading. So they do have Book of Moon on the Chandra. They chain the Phaedra here. And then, yeah, so we kind of just wasted that Book of Moon, but it's not going to matter that much because they're still going to be Synchro Summoning no matter what. And it's still going to die to that copy of Torrential Tribute. So we're going to be going for a copy of the Samurai Destroyer. And then, can it not be destroyed by card effects? Oh, they're going for the different monster there. So you see Tenpai kind of struggling here. Going for a Biden Dragon. It's going to get destroyed. We kind of just wasted a Book of Moon for absolutely no reason. And it's going to pass turn on this, we see. And then during the end phase here, we're going to go for the copy of Frenzy. Frenzy's going to, or this might be Domain as well. Going to send the copy of the Theresia to the graveyard, as well as a copy of Diplos. So this was the copy of Domain. Going for the copy of the Kenjigina. Kenjigina is going to be able to activate the effect to pay half to banish. Bring us down to 1,000. It's going to be copying the effect here. We're going to be sending another copy of the Diplos, as well as the Theresia once again. And that's going to let us summon a copy of another Kenjigina. Okay. I mean, we are going to be having 3,000 attack at this point, because it does lose attack equal to the amount of attack you, or amount of life points you have here, and they both are at 4k, so it's going to be at 3k each, respectively. So it's going to be at, leaving them down to 2,000 here. And then we do have the copy of the Monster Reborn, bringing out both copies here. And this is going to be enough for a game. We're going to activate the effect of both of them here. One is going to be burning them for 500, as well as the gaining the attack. And then we dump a copy of the trap and set a trap. And that's just going to be enough here for game. Like, we can even go for a copy of Lagia or Dulka here, and that itself will be enough. We see a draw for turn. Battle phase attack. I'm going to take it here. And they have a failure here, so they're going to scoop it up, realizing they have lost. They're taking the damage, making them think about it before they even commit anything else. So we see Tenpai getting absolutely cooked by a copy of Torrential Tribute here. Going in absolutely crazy, just booking and destroying that that whole entire field here. So then they realized they could have activated a Bident Dragon in the graveyard, because it is a third attack that has been declared. I mean, at that point, if my opponent scoops and realizes he has Bident Dragon, I'm not gonna let that resolve. That's a you already scooped, dude. So we're going to be seeing the negate of it. And then we're going to be sending a copy of the yeah, okay, so they scoop it up anyways here. I'm not a huge fan of that. If you scoop, realize that you have lost everything, and you go, oh wait, like, nah, dude, the game's over. Like, don't scoop till you know it's over. Especially when you would make me go battle phase and declare my attacks. I'm not a really big fan of that. Like, that kind of off-puts me here. Especially when you're playing Tenpai. Like, that deck is like the monkey deck of the format. Like, it's like helmet deck. Like, there's no skill involved with Tenpai Dragons. Like, you're just playing and you're like, oh, Rageki. But yeah, you kind of can't do that, especially when you have scoop. You reveal the card in your hand, and then you're ready to go to the next game, and then you look to the graveyard and you notice there's a Bident Dragon. Like, yeah, unfortunately you can't necessarily do that. And you summon the other card instead. Like, it's like Bident Dragon shouldn't even have been in the graveyard, to be honest. But we're moving on to game 2 against Dinomorphia. Dinomorphia is going to most likely be forced to go second this time. If we set up some nice boards, we could have maybe a copy of like Cosmics or Twin Twisters, or they could just also hope to go second, and then hope that they draw a copy of like Lightning Storm and a copy of Dusters as well. That could be another possibility from the Tenpai player, making the Dinomorphia player definitely think on their feet, like, am I going to go first or second? But regardless, most they're going to do is set 5 pass, so they probably just do not care at that point. We did see the Book of Moons, obviously, in the deck, and then the copies of the Torrential Tributes. So I wonder if they're a little bit worried about that, if they just can't go up into a copy of the Lightning Storm here. But we're going to be seeing the Dinomorphia player be forced to go first. Once again, we're going to see a copy of Duality here, and we see Traptrix, Domain, and a Theresia. Now, we didn't see any copies of Molcharmies being dropped, which is nice, not hand-ripping ourselves. We go for the copy of the Domain, and make sure that it does say shuffle back into the deck. We're going to be setting 3 here, and then we have a copy of Wannabe during the end phase, which is going to be milling 5 here. And we have Wannabe, then Diplo, Theresia, and we set a copy of Dinomorphia trap rather than a copy of Iron Thunder here. And we do draw into a copy of the Terraforming. We activate Terraforming, and that's going to be resolving, I'm assuming. We're going to be chaining the copy of the trap to Fusion Summon here. We chain a copy of Frenzy as well. So we're going to be sending here from the deck and extra deck and double deck. So we go here for a copy of the Rexstrom first, and then we go up for the copy of the Ketchagina here. And we search for the copy of the Field Spell. And like, we're doing quite alright. It's going to make it so that we have paid our life points half, making us down to 2,000. Yeah. And Rexstrom's going to be able to negate all the monsters on the field, which is going to be quite nice when you're trying to make a Tenpai board. Makes where they cannot activate the monster effects. It's going to be very, very nice. And we have a copy of Iron Thunder as well in the back row, going to be able to be an Omni Negate, which is quite nice. It's interesting that we put the copy of Rexstrom in the same zone as the trap, you know, and try to like mitigate how much destruction you get, especially with that Iron Thunder. It can destroy multiple cards. So we see the Iron Thunder destroy the copy of the Field Spell here, making it so that it does not activate. We're paying half our life points, bring us down to 1,000 here. Now any of the Tenpai monsters will not be able to activate their effects because Rexstrom is on the field and it's at 1,000. So we see the Tenpai player struggling a little bit against this board. Now, Dinomorphia is a very hard matchup for Tenpai. Maybe I should pick the deck up myself at this point. But a copy of Raigeki would go in very nicely here, being able to just destroy their board. We see a copy of Droplets going to be sending, most likely, it depends what you really want to, you want to negate the Rexstrom, but then take the copy of the Ketchagina. But like, we're sending 2 more copies of Droplets to negate both of them here. That's very risky, and they see a copy of. We open up a whole playset of Droplets in the hand. Now, for anyone wondering why they did not send the copy of the Field Spell on the copy of Iron Thunder, it's because it is a quick play, and you cannot chain a quick play to a counter trap. So we are going to be seeing them think they discard the whole playset of the Droplets here, and we flip up a copy of Sonic, which is going to be able to send a copy of a Dinomorphia card to negate the spell, which is not going to make that much of a difference because once they do get rid of a Dinomorphia monster on the field, the Droplets cannot resolve because it has to choose that many monsters, and it did send 2, and there's only 1 monster on the field, so I won't be able to do that for anyone who is wondering for rulings. If you want a way to pop your monster or flip it face down, you can prevent that here. So we're going to be seeing the effect of Ketchagina, similar to Theresia. Theresia is going to be able to activate, setting a copy of a Dinomorphia trap from the deck. Most likely being a copy of, we're going for the alert, which is going to be able to bring back out some of those cards from the graveyard here to try to get us clearer or closer to the game. We are down to 500. They normally summon a copy of the Pydra here because they cannot be destroyed by battle, which is going to protect them. You know, Rexstrom only negates activated effect, therefore the continuous effect is going to still be able to resolve. And we see a set 1 here and just pass turn on this. They draw into a copy of Duality once again, which can let them see the top 3 cards of their deck. But they're going to be not able to use that copy of Alert here. So they're going to have to think about this, whether they want to go Alert, summon back out the copy of the Ketchagina first, or go for that copy of the Duality. Now, we are choosing the Duality here. That's going to be the Iron Thunder, a copy of Trial Tribute, and a copy of the card of Demise here. Like he mentioned in the deck profile yesterday, if you guys have not seen it, Card of Demise is a spicy tech he is now choosing to play, and he says it is absolutely incredible in the grind game. Being able to draw up almost 3 cards from their deck and then just set them in the grind game can just be absolutely incredible. So we see here the copy of, he's reading the copy of Rexstrom. Like, Rexstrom is going to be an incredible card versus the Tenpai matchups. You know, honestly, all of them are. We're going to go battle phase, and we're going to attack into the copy of the Pydra here, and we do chain a copy of Sengen Kaiman. Send out the copy of the Pydra. Pydra is going to make it so we don't take any battle damage, and they can't be destroyed by battle now. So they do redeclare into it, which is going to be fine, but they don't take any damage, and they do chain a copy of extra, paying half our life points, and I mean they don't take any battle damage because of it. So we're down to 250. Activate card in minus to draw 3, and then we just set the 3 cards here and make it so we don't have to discard our hand at all in this case. And that's going to be amazing, because then we can just go Ketchagina in the next phase, or the next turn here. We're going to pass turn to this, and they have the intact to be able to, or yeah, the intact to bring back out the copy of Ketchagina, and it's going to pass turn on this here. So we see the copy of intact paying half our life points, bringing us down to 125. Summoning back out that copy of Ketchagina, and we're going to activate a copy of Trap Tricks, banishing a copy of Ferret Flame. This is going to make it so that our opponent has no board now. You're going to activate the Ferret Flames, getting rid of both of those cards on the field, shuffling back into the deck, and that's going to be very problematic for us with just a copy of, I think, a Veiler in the hand. They're going to go battle phase, and they're going to be attacking, and they have just a copy of Quick Kumero Dragon. That's just going to be game here for the Dinomorphia player. End up taking it 2-0 against Tenpai. You got to love to see it. OTKing Tenpai almost twice when they can't even establish a board. That copy of Extreme just goes in extremely hard versus them here. Regardless, hope you're watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, see more content like this, and stay safe. Peace.